Alright, so I'm just gonna give you guys like a quick glimpse timeline of like how I started and everything. And feel free just to like stop me if you guys have any questions or anything like that, or if I'm getting too boring for you guys. So in 2008, at the age of 14, I learned how to sew at the Bird Street Community Center. And I took a course where they taught us like the basics of becoming an entrepreneur and also how to sew as well. And then after the program ended, I just realized how passionate I was about fashion design. So I went into, I actually started doing stuff on my own. So from 2008 up until 2014, I was heavily participating in fashion shows. So Reggie from his mom, who owns Reggie James Productions, she actually connected me with like a lot of people in order to participate both in college fashion shows. So I was doing like Regis College, Providence College, did like Northeastern, Curry College, and then like a lot of like local shows in Boston that was going on and that Reggie James company hosted as well. So that was like when I was in high school, I was just doing strictly fashion shows. And then after graduating, I went to Lexington High School as in Echo. And after graduating, I went to Centenary College in Hackettstown, New Jersey, and I left after a week.
Yeah, you just left.
I left after a week because I realized that the school, I'm not going to say school just like in general, but that school specifically just wasn't for me. And I was just making the decision based off of what other people wanted for me and not really for like myself. So I had like this like big epiphany being there for like a couple of days. I know it's crazy, and I was like, I'm leaving. I got a ride, and I came back to Boston, and the rest is history. But so after I came home, obviously I didn't have like a job or anything like that. I was planning on going to college. So what I decided to do was start taking clients. So I started making, since I knew how to sew and I participated in fashion shows, I just started making clothes with people. And then word of mouth, people just started asking me for stuff, and it was like one after another, and like I was able to gain over like 50 clients between like the year of like 2013 to up until this past June. So that's what I was doing, and now I'm focusing more on like the business aspect of things. So when I was younger and during my teen years, it was mostly just like the creative thing and just trying to think of what am I going to do for my next collection and just like showcasing stuff. But now it's like I'm getting down and gritty with like the numbers and stuff like that and all that good stuff. So let's see. So the past few months I've learned that details matter, everything from research, knowing who your customer is, numbers like I said, budgets, asking questions, will your idea actually work? You know, is this idea actually profitable? Are you gonna make some type of money off of it? And so I wanted to do like an activity with you guys. There you go. And like I said, you guys can ask me questions, don't be scared.
So when you went to college, it was for fashion design?
Yeah, I was majoring in fashion design. They had a fashion design program, but it was like a liberal arts school. It wasn't really like creative things like that. Yeah, so that's why I left. It was in the middle of nowhere.
So when you came back, you just like did it all on your own without school?
Yeah, I didn't go to school or anything like that. So I'm not saying don't go to school.
Nah.
It's just that school's not for everybody. So you just kind of have to make the decision for yourself. If you feel like you're not going to be able to do it on your own or whatever the case might be, then go to school, do what you got to do. But if you feel like you have, you know, the resources, the networks, the courage just to do it on your own, by all means, do what you got to do. So that's all I'm saying. But I'm not saying nobody don't go to school. I don't want y'all going to see mothers like, I'm not going to school.
Nah, for real.
So this is just like a quick brainstorm. I want you guys to think of if you were to have like your own business. So what would the name of the business be? What would your business specialize in? Is it like a t-shirt company? Do you guys have women's wear? Is it ready to wear? Is it gowns? Do you guys have men's wear? Is it casual wear, suits, anything like that? And then who is your customer? So you want to think about like the demographics as far as like age, where do they live? Are they wealthy? Are they, you know, like on, I don't want to say like middle class? think about those stuff. What kind of car do they drive? You can get down with the details and stuff like that, but don't overthink it. So I'm gonna give you guys like 5 minutes just to go over it, and then like we're just gonna go around and talk about what you guys wrote.
My name is Saisha. It's spelled Saisha, and the name you want to be the student.
Yeah.
So the name of my company will be Saisha FM. F is for Fernandez, which is my middle name, and then M for Montero. That's what everybody knows me by because my Twitter name. And then my business will specialize in makeup because I love makeup. I do makeup for a living too.
That's good.
And everyday wear, runway clothing, outerwear, and shoes for men, women, and junior and children. And then my customers would be middle class to high class, and it would be like an urban, trendy like category. And then ages 4 to 14 and 14 to 40. And yeah, children's shoes.
Oh, you're on point.
My name is Kaija, and I picked my business to be Come As Is. And like basically the specialties is like it's like a dance group or like a group where you could act, do different things, but you come out as you are. And when you like perform it, you wear what you want, whatever makes you comfortable, not what other people want you to wear. So like when you come and you do it in front of a whole bunch of people, you wear what you like, not what other people like.
Not a costume or
yeah.
anything like that.
And I think it should be for like little kids and teenagers.
Okay.
Just anybody who
is interested in it. Yeah, that's good.
I'm from Brockton. My name is Bradley Sufrat. I'm 18 and I just graduated high school.
Congratulations.
Thank you. My business name is Yik Supply Clothing. Yik as in Y-I-C-K. The meaning is Young Inner City Kids Supply Clothing because I want to make a clothing line for inner city kids. I feel like in every mall I go to, I see a lot of models that don't look like city kids, but we're buying their clothes. My business specializes in like menswear, females wear. Anybody could really rock it.
Right.
It goes from casual / hipster. We just want anybody who has the style and cool, who can relate to being a city kid to wear it.
Right.
My customers, I would say like you could say teens to young adult. I'm not gonna say like 30, 40-year-olds can rock it. Like, if you can rock it and you're 30, do it.
Of course,
Yeah.
Realistically, especially in the fashion industry, it's not that specific because like you're saying, everybody's different. Everybody has their own individual style. So I can't be like, for business reasons, I have to say women between the ages of 20 to 30. But the reality of the situation is there might be like a 15-year-old girl that just happens to dress, like, and she has like the same aesthetic that my brand has. So she might happen to wear it. So it's just like, it's good that you brought that up, but that's just, it's exactly, that's the thing about, that's why I say details matter. And as far as just like presenting the business, you have to say that. You just have to be like from 20 to 30, because that's what people want to hear. They just want you to know like that you've done your research, you've done market research, you know who your customer is, you know who you're gonna go after, you know where they shop, you know what kind of car they have, you know what type of food you eat. Like you need to know all of that. Yeah. So if these are just like general questions just to get you guys like thinking, but really the main point is, and I'll bring this to an end, but it's just being a fashion designer, you really have to make sure that you guys balance if you guys are gonna pursue it, you have to balance, it's not all about like the creative and, just drawing things out and, being all fancy and looking all pretty and stuff like that. Like you really have to get down to like the nitty gritty, like details of having a business. Like, there are so many fashion designers in this world, there's so many clothing brands. Right now there's this whole thing like with fast fashion, there's like 150 seasons per year, and that's like ridiculous. Like people are coming out with new collections by week, so it's kind of like you really have to like stand out in your own individual way. And I feel like the best way to do that is having that balance between business and creative. Just And that's why I wanted you guys to think about this, because people think fashion design, like, oh, I'm just gonna be, you know, doing all this magic stuff and everything's gonna be great and all this other stuff. But it's like, no, there's like, you know, sleepless nights, stress with Maria. Like, I was crying the other day in front of her. Like, there's like, it's a lot, and you really need to have like the proper mindset just to be a business person. So that's what it takes to really be like a fashion designer. You have to have that business type of mindset, and you can grow it over time and stuff like that. But that's like my main thing to you guys. And if you guys, this is all my information. I'll give you guys like my card too, just so you guys don't have to write it down. But I'm on Instagram, I'm on Twitter, I'm on Facebook. Repost me, tag me. I'm not in charge of my social media stuff. I have somebody else who does it for me, but they make sure to like comment and repost and stuff like that. So yeah. No, I'm not that fancy. I just say I ain't got no time. That's why. I hope that they take just the whole fact of keep going and keep pushing and really listening to yourself and believing in yourself to keep going. And that's why I was really trying to, you know, explain to all the kids and stuff like that in the workshop and the panel discussion, as well as like just the reality of the situation is, you know, we're all human. Take a break whenever you need to take a break. You know, still work hard, put in the work if you're actually passionate about something. So definitely just following your dreams, following your passions, and to keep going, to keep striving and having that confidence in yourself.
I started my company in 2008. I went from working retail jobs to going to school in Johnston Wells, Rhode Island for fashion merchandising. And that really just opened my eyes and broadened my horizons to like how many jobs there actually are in the fashion industry, which is so exciting and why I'm happy to be in it. I chose styling. I actually stumbled on it by accident. I was just that person in my family or among my friends that people would come to, and I'm sure you all are kind of the same way. I can tell just by how good put together everyone looks now that you're probably the one that people come to like, what do I wear with this? Can I wear this with this? Where do I buy that? I saw this on a magazine. How do I do it? And after I started watching like What Not to Wear, which is like my favorite show still, I love it. Have you watched it? Yeah, you guys watched it. Have you watched their new one? Love, Lust, Run, whatever? It's just not the same, right? Not the same without playing. I still like it. But watching that show, I was like, oh wow, like I kind of do some of that stuff with my friends and family. Like, would strangers let me do this?
I've been styling since 2008. That's actually when I launched my company, Trust and Trisha. I began by styling women one-on-one and just for their everyday lives. And then I sort of branched off into men and children as well. I branched off into the editorial side where I've styled for major fashion shows and photographers, down to engagement photo shoots or senior portraits. Pretty much anything that you can put a fashion spin on, I'm there. I've launched into TV hosting, into writing and speaking for corporations, fashion workshops and education, and then I also host events. So anything under the fashion umbrella, it excites me and I'm ready and willing to try it. Especially an event like today, I love to come out and just to be able to educate people. It's really good feedback for me to hear the stereotypes or the beliefs about stylists, what people think we actually do on a daily basis, or what our clients get out of working with us, or even how we get along or how we fit into the fashion industry. And it's great to be able to educate people, even if they are not looking for a career in styling, but just a little to shed light on the role and the occupation and what we do and why we love it.
It's amazing, it's fun, and if styling is an industry that you all are looking to get into, it's fun, it's crazy, it's hard, and whatever questions you have or whatever you guys want to know, please ask us while you're here.
Hi everyone, I'm Khalil. I started this brand with my cousin, which is Snyder, he's running around somewhere. But we decided to start this brand as a way of telling the youth that you don't have to dress as the norm. You can be who you are and be comfortable in your own skin. For example, I like to wear shoes, I like to wear slacks, I like to wear jeans. I'm a bit of everything, but you can still be who you are and be comfortable in what you decide to wear. For example, I'm wearing jeans with a Mandarin shirt, but I'm still classy and I'm still calm and I'm still Khalil. I started off styling, let's say 2 years ago with my cousin. It was based off the last thing I told you, is like getting the norm out there, just being who we are and still being a man and being comfortable in your own skin.
I would love to know, what do you think a stylist does, or what do you think their role is?
I like that question.
Seems like a loaded question.
Yeah, right? I mean, like, okay, so you've seen the TV shows, or you maybe, I don't know, Rachel Zoe, the show, if you've seen that,
To
or...
make people feel good.
Okay.
Feel comfortable.
Yes! Yes! That's what it boils down to,
You
yes!
can piggyback off of that.
You're right, I like that.
It's like I said, making people feel comfortable in their own skin. So it's like what I do is when I'm styling somebody, the first thing I like to ask them is, what do you like to wear? Who are you? What makes you feel comfortable? What colors are you in your comfort zone and what's not? And we can work towards what colors that are not in your comfort zone so you can start wearing in the future. Because as part of styling is making people feel beautiful and comfortable. Like right now, I'm comfortable. At first I was nervous, but right now I'm comfortable. Why? Because it's like I'm in my own skin. But as far as styling, it's just like,
Were you really nervous?
yeah.
Never let them see you sweat, I guess.
Yeah.
Apparently rule number one, because I didn't know.
But
Sorry.
yeah, it's one of those things that you have to really, it's like you have to, not like we were talking earlier, it's like you're somebody's confidant. Like, let me know a little about yourself, and then from there, I can tell you what colors that you can probably wear, what things you can wear that will compliment you, what time of day or whatever you need, that I can do it for you. That's part of styling, and it's a lot of hard work too. It's not just, oh yeah, let's paint a canvas on this person and then ship them out there. It's a lot of hard work too. You have to really do your research and understand that styling is something for more so not for the stylist, but for the person that you're styling.
Yes. When working with a client one-on-one, or on the editorial end if you're working with a designer or a photographer, you have to know what their vision is, what their life is, what their day is. If a stay-at-home mom comes to me and says, I need a new outfit to go out with my husband and to wear to a wedding this summer, I'm not going to say, well, you need some Louboutins just because they're in. No, you have a toddler, you don't need 6-inch heels. You need a heel, you need a great classic nude or a black pump that you can run after a child in, but you can also look sexy for a date night out with your husband.
Yeah.
So it's definitely, you have to get into people's heads, you have to get into their closets, you have to get into their lives, and you wear so many roles. I mean, we are like psychiatrists in a way, and salespeople in a way, and that's just on the styling end. Then when you're working for yourself, you're an entrepreneur, so you are your accountant and your marketing team, and you are your intern team, because you might not have any. So brand ambassador is right. So it's a lot all in one. So to give you an idea, if I'm working with someone one-on-one, I will go into their home, we'll look through their wardrobe for the season, because in New England, obviously, we have to dress according to the weather. In the winter, I'm not going to tell anyone what shorts to wear. That won't give me any repeat clients. But I'll go, per season and just say, this is great for your body type. This maybe not so much. This is ripped, it should go. This is an investment piece. Do you have a black blazer? You need one. And you're shopping for a new job, you don't have a power woman dress in a black blazer? Let's get you one. Where should you buy it? What is your budget? Where do you typically shop? What is a great store that will fit your body type? What's geographically located to you? Or do you not have the time? I can go buy it and then come bring it to your house or to your office. So it's a matter of setting someone up with a wardrobe that they can wear, feel great about, get their confidence back, invest in themselves, and kind of put themselves first, because a lot of people don't. And then on the editorial side, like I was saying earlier, you can be involved in like a marketing idea from its inception. So you could maybe meet with a designer or a photographer and say, okay, we want to do the shoot, we want to do a lookbook, we need to get the models, we need the location, this is our theme, these are the colors. Or you can kind of just be called in for a fashion show as day of. Hey, we need some accessories. Or, the theme is futuristic. We need some big, bold metal cuffs and necklaces, or anything crazy, headwear. I mean, it could be anything. And you could just be called in on that day and have to be caught up to speed like this. So you really have to keep in mind, yourself, what your brand is and what you're representing, because every opportunity is an opportunity. And then also what your client wants, who your client is, and what they want. So when you said it was a loaded question, it sure is, because there are so many different roles and hats that a stylist plays, but that's, I think, the amazing part.
The pointers that I gave today in the workshop are probably what I reiterate the most, and it is that this is a job for a reason. It is not easy and it is not glamorous. I might stress that a little bit too much, but I just want people to understand a lot of the things that I didn't when I started. You think you see a fashion show and the lights and the glitz and the glam and the red carpets, and you think it's all about fashion, but it isn't. It's about hard work. It's about a lot of communication, a lot of planning, coordinating schedules. It's about picking up and dropping off and schlepping tons of accessories and clothing and jewelry. And it's just about building relationships, constantly marketing yourself, being your own brand. Even when you go to the grocery store, you're your own brand and have your business card on you. So there's a lot that goes into it before you even get to see the final product of what a stylist does. And that's what I really like to teach people and ensure that they understand, especially if they're looking to get into this field.
A person that's well dressed has better manners. So it's just like the way you present yourself. This is how you want people to perceive you. Is the way you're gonna come out dressing. It's like, for example, I want people to look at me. Oh, you dress really nice. Thank you very much. I appreciate it. It makes you feel good. Everybody wants some type of reassurance. We all might not know that, but we do. And we like it. It makes us all feel good. That's what makes us human. Reassurance all makes us human and feel better. As a stylist, I would say I like when people be like, they come back to me, yo, thank you. Everybody was complimenting me, making me feel good. And you see the smile on their face, and it's just like, that's what this is about. It's like you said, we're many hats in one. We're helping people, we're making people feel great. And then they come back, and then you give them their own confidence to create their own style and find new avenues for themselves without even coming to you anymore. I mean, it's bad for business, but hey, at least you're helping somebody.
It is, right? It is hard. Like, there are the clients, because I think another stereotype of being a stylist is people think that I have all these celebrity clients and I'm walking around Neiman's with black cards, and no. I've shopped at Kohl's, I've shopped at Target. I think Macy's and Lord & Taylor and Banana Republic are like, and Taylor are probably like the most common places that I shop. So it's, you have to beat the stereotypes too, and it's understanding the industry if you want to be in it, or if you're looking to hire someone, that it is so customized and tailored to every individual's needs, that it is always so different.
Right.
And I printed these pictures. I had to take them out because you had just said about looking the part. So I printed these just to show how important it is. So this person here, someone actually gave J-Lo this haircut online. I found the image. But what would you do if you went to get your hair cut and this was the person that walked out and said, hey, my chair's right over here, come on over?
How would you feel?
So maybe if you're looking to be a hairstylist, you might want to consider how to show your personality through your cut or color, and maybe it's some streaks or an asymmetrical cut, but it's that rocking it with intention versus you look a little crazy. So as an individual, yourself every day, you have to work on that, and you're working a fine line. And as a stylist, you have to help people. What if this person was your makeup artist and you sat down to get your makeup done for a wedding and she came over and said, this is great, my chair is right here, let me grab a lip color for you. You might dash.
I could have my child, my baby, do the same thing what you just did on my face. Right?
Yeah, and I'm here because why? Now this, either one of these, are these a photo shoot that I would love to style? Yes, because it's fun. This is an ad, this says something, it speaks to people, this is for the editorial side.
It's the art form of showing people that if you see this, you're going to want to know more, and why. And that's the part of the, what did you say, the editorial side, yes. Right. That's part of the editorial side, because with that, you see in J-Lo's hair like that.
You'd read this article.
What's going on with J-Lo's hair? And then if they get down to her, what she's wearing, you're going to be like, oh, her hair's messed up, but her clothes is nice.
Yeah.
At least you're going to get something out of it. So that's the grab of attention.
I actually had a friend of mine was house hunting, and her real estate agent, this happened simultaneously while I was doing a fashion workshop for a real estate company. It was literally like the next day, and then I talked to my friend, and she had her realtor meet her to show her a house, and she'd been working with this woman for quite some time. She showed up with a boot on her foot because she had twisted her ankle, and she was showing some people my friend's house, because my friend was looking for a house and also putting hers on the market. So the couple comes, and then, my friend's there, and the realtor comes with the boot. She had an unfortunate accident, but then she had on like Adidas track pants and a t-shirt and like a baseball hat on. Fail. This is big business. This is hundreds of thousands of dollars that we're talking about, that my friend's looking to sell her house. These people are looking to buy a house. I understand that you had a mishap and something happened, but guess what? A dress or a skirt is way easier to get over one of those boots than a pair of pants, and you would look that much put together. So I think that's the difference between crazy and intention. The intention looks like she gave up, and you can't show up to sell my house or to sell me a house giving up.
It's not taken care of.
Right.
It's like one of those things you put the effort into. It's like if you put the effort to get dressed, even though you had a boot on to look your best, that means you're gonna do your best to make sure I get the best out of what I'm getting.
And then what about you? We haven't heard from you. Who would you like to style?
Ideal.
I don't know, like, I always tell my mom, like, what to wear.
That's me.
So you guys have that going on too? That's awesome.
I buy things and then I keep the bag in the closet until she has time to see them on me.
That's perfect.
And it's the
That's
truth.
great.
And so what do you look for? Like, so say she brings out the bag and she says, all right, this is what I bought. And you say, go put it on or let me see it. What is it that you're looking for?
If it, like, flatters her body.
Very
That's the best
good.
thing. That's the best thing. As women, as they get older, flattering their body is like one of the key things you can do. Very key, because women love to feel sexy no matter what age they are. That's what I believe. And I would love for my mom to feel that way, to be honest. I would love my mom to feel as beautiful as she can. So if I would tell, like, Mom, put this flatters you very well, and she'll listen to me, and that's very good that you do that. That's one of the starting points. And then you do colors that flatter her skin, her eyes, her hair, stuff like that. It's golden. You already have the, see? Most of you stylists in here, you don't even know it yet.
I know. So what about, are you all shoppers? You guys like to shop? She shops, you like to shop?
We spend
She
all
shops
our
for
time
you.
shopping.
You like to shop?
No.
How come?
One of the things that very much annoys me going to these stores is when you get there, it looks great on a mannequin and then it's pinned in the back.
Oh,
Yeah.
So if this is the expectation that you
Yeah.
have, this is what you want to present. This is how it should fit. So we're not going to walk around with pins behind us. Why do you present it that way? So I really like the way things hang, and my sister can attest to it. Most of the time when I do find things that I love, they end up being like $100 and something. And people are like, oh, you have expensive taste. It's not expensive taste. It's because they're cut right.
Oh, it's how
And
it's made.
that's what it is. You can put on a lot of things you put on, fit you well, but you start spending money when it's cut right.
That's right.
If you get it quality and it's cut the shape it's supposed to be cut, then
Yeah.
you're spending money.
When a lot of people say, oh, you're paying for the brand or you're paying for the name or whatever, there is so much behind it. It's incredible. Like some of the stores, like I always use Old Navy as an example. Sorry, Old Navy, but they have like a very boxy cut on a lot of their. You're making a face, so you already know what I'm talking about. They have a really boxy cut. Their fit model is very generic. It's a 1, 2, 3, and that's it. And then once you're going up to any of the name brands or even up to Ralph Lauren, their fit models go through test after test after test after test. So I in addition to styling, I work for Ralph Lauren Children's Wear, and I'll never forget there was a year that we had a denim rollout for girls, and the fits were off, and they got feedback, pulled them from the stores, took it super seriously, and they went through like 300 kids or something like crazy to fit every
single
body type to figure out what is the problem. That's teams of hundreds of people, and those dollars have to get rolled in somewhere. So it is entirely true. Yes, there are times that you're paying for a luxury, or you're paying to shop at a certain place, and the price might be a little higher. But if you're paying attention, and especially when you get older, like we need to be like lifted and tucked, and we need it to be, we need the lines or the darts or the seams or the ruching, and like sometimes you can't get that in the very basic size runs.
Yeah, like they recently, H&M just recently came out with these body shaping jeans, and they've been selling like crazy. They're the most expensive jeans I've had, like $40. But everybody seems to like them because it's in those fits that fit your body perfectly. They even came out with men's. I haven't tried them on yet, but they fit your body perfectly. I've been seeing them fly like crazy, like H&M body shaping.
Yeah, and it's those little tips too that I think that when you're in the industry as a stylist, and you become a database for everyone you know of what's on sale, what to buy, what's on trend, and you're keeping track and you're paying attention because you're passionate about it.
I hope that the kids take from the workshop today that they can do anything that they want and be anything that they want. And it sounds cliche, but it really is completely true. A lot of us at the workshop, we shared our backgrounds. It's amazing to see where we come from. I mean, Reggie is 17 years old, and with his work ethic and drive is just crazy. And it makes me reflect on what I was doing when I was 17, and it made me realize how it actually relates to what I'm doing today as I'm 35. So I just want them to take away that, You know, it's not a race or a gender or a specific demographic. You really can do whatever you set your mind to and you work your butt off to do.